How did they afford their dental implants? What did their payments look like? These questions answered now by real patients.
So what was something in your experience when you had it done and you started getting out there in public and stuff, what was something that you didn't expect to change, but it did?
I guess just embracing all the attention and the compliments, and it's, again, just a humbling experience, but I was never expecting anyone to just stare at you literally and say, your teeth are so beautiful. And I'm like, thank you. And just being able to receive it and say, hey, Sharona, you're worth it. You deserve it. So that I definitely wasn't expecting all the hype of the teeth.
I think that's pretty cool. And the thing, like I'll tell you, like looking at yours, because I look at mine, but I'm not across from you. I can't look at mine unless I look in a mirror. So it's
Let's
like
say they're beautiful.
Yeah. So it's one of those things. Like I know people who have dentures and things like that, and I can say that's not how I wanted mine to look.
Exactly.
Not that there's anything wrong with that if that's what somebody's directions puts them, but that wasn't the direction that I wanted. And I'm glad that we both went and had the same procedure done. And I can look over at you, and if I didn't know, I wouldn't know that you weren't born with those. I would just be
Thank
thinking,
you.
especially with the way that, like, you have your jewelry on and your hair and everything like that. Like the teeth fit you very well, so it looks like, okay, it doesn't look like your teeth don't look like they're out of place. So that's a very good, because you've seen that before on people.
Exactly.
And it was just like us before when our teeth weren't good, but the rest of us was a certain image. Well, our teeth looked out of place.
Right.
Well, they can also look out of place once you get them done and stuff. So it's pretty cool that they look natural. That's what I like. I had an experience where I showed people where the line is, the gum line.
Right.
And they actually thought, because the doctor did such a great job, they actually thought that I was lying to them about these being implants. It was crazy. I was like, why would I tell you I have
They look so natural.
Yes. So that's one of the things that I wasn't expecting, was them to look so natural and for people not to be able to tell.
How cool is it?
I tell people, the doctor who did mine, I tell people, I say, she's like the Van Gogh of teeth. So.
Yep. They are good at what they do.
They're very good at what they do. I was not expecting it to be so, wow, better than what I was born with.
Exactly. Like mind blowing.
Yes.
Oh, this is a good one. After all of this, do you think it was worth it?
Well, you know what? You throw me a little bit of spice with that question. I can tell you that from the second it was done, I wouldn't change it. The processes, the quality of what they did far outseated the price that I paid.
Sure.
So the way they treat me every time I go in there, I wasn't, like I told you, I wasn't a number.
Right.
It was worth everything. It was worth it was worth me waiting.
Right.
It was worth me going to 7 different places. It was worth me having a screwdriver and a pair of pliers in my mouth. It was worth me not making a decision and being a procrastinator like you. And just to make sure that I went to Nuvia for them to take care of me, because I don't feel like anybody else would have taken care of me in the same manner. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, and I'm glad I don't know, because I would have never wanted to find out that somebody didn't take care of me in the manner that Nuvia took care of me, and then I'd have to go to Nuvia to get it done again, because it's hard enough the first time. So yeah, it was
Definitely
worth
worth.
every bit of the
Definitely was.
staying up and watching the clock the night before and everything. It was worth it. The food, the soft food diet,
Mm-hmm.
it was worth all of that. So
Definitely agree with you. It was definitely worth it for the mental state of me.
Mhm.
It was worth it. Just becoming a better me, it was worth it. Just as to have my smile back, definitely worth it. And just to enjoy life, why not? Definitely worth it.
I always tell people, I say, this isn't a dress rehearsal. You only get this one time.
Exactly.
So, whatever someone has to sacrifice, whatever someone has to put off for a little bit, whether it's a vacation or whatever someone has to do, whether somebody has to get the courage, because it takes a lot of courage.
It does.
I will tell you that. It takes a lot of courage. It takes some sacrifice, and it takes a lot of love. It takes loving yourself enough to make that decision and say, not only is it worth it, I'm worth it.
Oh, that's good.
So,
And then you know what else, Ricky? We gained the extended family at the dentist. Everyone is like family here.
So,
Everyone knows each other. We keep in contact. We have such a cool group that everyone can share ideas. And I mean, what type of dentist does that? How cool is that? I love that.
I would have never met you if it wasn't for Nuvia.
Oh,
So, and I think there's a reason that things happen to people for them to be in your life.
that's so true.
And everybody adds something to somebody's life,
Right.
whether it's for a brief amount of time or what. And it's crazy to think that Nuvia has figured out a way to make giving people teeth in 24 hours that they can actually use, that they can actually feel comfortable with, that they can actually have confidence and look good with, that they can give them that in 24 hours, and it bonds people together,
Right.
that
I
have
like
done
the way
this.
you put that.
And that's pretty impressive. And I think that that's their gift. And everybody
Exactly.
has a gift. And whoever put this all together, that was their gift.
And that's
to
what
give
makes them
us.
stand out.
And they gave that gift to us. And we all have a gift, and we should all give it to other people. So, because a smile is the cheapest, best-looking thing you can give somebody. So, with us talking about their affordable options and financing options and things like that, and different ways to pay and everything, how were you about managing all your payments and stuff? Because now you just added another one
Right.
to your daily, to your life. And did you have to cut things out, adjust your budget?
Absolutely. Honestly, I said to myself, I could do this if I take away things that I was taking luxury.
For me,
Whether
that'd
it
be ice
be
cream.
My hair. Getting my hair done.
Mine too.
Spending that. Oh, wow. Okay. I love it. Spending the monthly cost on getting my hair done, which my monthly payments were around $4-something a month, $425 a month.
For your hair?
For the price of the dental payment option.
Okay.
So from there, I was thinking to myself, what can I do to make this payment, offset this payment? Instead of going out and paying $300 to get my hair braided, I have family that does hair. So that was, to me, a way that I could work around and make sure that I was comfortable with making that monthly payment. So I would just get my hair done by my family member, which was, of course, less than what I would normally pay.
Right.
So that was a way for me to offset and be able to afford the monthly payments. And that worked out for me and my family, and being able to just make those payments and feel comfortable and not stress out. I mean, definitely, I'm still thinking in the back of my mind, making sure I keep this in the budget so that we can afford it and do what I need to do to be able to pay for the financing.
So with your financing coming in, when did the first bill arrive after you had your surgery?
So it would have been the following month.
So it was a whole month afterwards.
Correct.
Okay, which gave you time to prepare and stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And your hair looks beautiful, but I promise you, with your new smile, people probably don't notice your hair as much. So
Thank you, Ricky. You're too kind.
I'm just throwing that out there because now you have even more. You're just more brightness, to everything. So, so that's exciting that you were able to look at this. They provided you a affordable monthly payment.
Yes.
And so did they have different options?
They did.
As far as monthly payments? Okay, so then you
Absolutely.
just pick the one that's best for you?
Yes.
And then you basically go and find a way to offset that through other things in your life. And the thing that I've learned about life is that whenever you get something and you're wondering how to pay for it, usually it takes care of itself down the road.
It does. I totally agree with you.
So
I definitely agree.
So that's awesome that they had those affordable monthly payments and stuff that fit into a lot of people's budgets. So because a lot of people don't think they can afford this, when in reality, I think that people would be shocked at what they could afford and how it's going to change their life to where they'll want to afford it.
It's like you're approved to be a candidate, and then when you hear the cost, then it kind of takes you back down because now you're like, can I do this? But then when you process it, write it down, look at your options, and then to hear that Nuvia had options such as finances, that took my hype right back up. I was like, okay,
right,
there's options.
And the best thing about those options is really the biggest obstacle of those options is convincing yourself that you're worth it.
Exactly.
So
Definitely
looking at the return on investment that you're going to receive from this.
Absolutely.
So, and that return on investment far outweighs the monthly cost.
I totally agree with you. I know you said you waited and you kept pushing it off due to finances. So what was that like?
So for me, on the financial end, it was not spending money on, to me, something that I didn't feel was important.
Right.
Because we all have our vices and stuff, or, okay, I would rather have this than this. And so I put it off because I always found other things to spend the money on. And just like, so, like
being human,
like a kid,
Right.
So it came down to where I couldn't put it off anymore. And then I had to say, hey, it's time to, maybe I don't need this today because this is going to be more important. Right. And I'm a firm believer that everything falls in place and takes care of itself. So all you got to do is hustle a little bit and put a little effort into it.
That's good.
So the good thing about Nuvia is they offer all kinds of options, whether it's different monthly payments, so that if you want to, you can actually pay monthly to something that fits my budget. Or they also offer a pay up front in full payment. And I, luckily I had some help with that and stuff. We've been here for a little bit. You came out to the farm and we went and saw the horses, and we've had a great time interacting with Nuvia, and the bulldogs even snored a little bit. But to end this day, I want to know, what advice would you give your old self or others considering dental implants?
First, let me say thank you for having me into your beautiful home. Definitely exciting experience. I loved it. Wouldn't change this day for any other day. I loved it. But as far as what advice I would give to someone or to my old self, girl, why did you wait so long? But it was worth it. And, I guess timing and his timing. And I'm glad that, I went through with this experience and I stepped out on faith, and Nuvia took great care of me. What about yourself?
So I would be shocked that the 14-year-old me would look at the me now, and notice I didn't say my age, and the me now, and say, hey, you're going to have teeth that aren't yours. You're going to have prosthesis in your mouth. But looking back at that 14-year-old me, I'd say, hey, take better care of your hygiene and stuff.
Exactly.
But if you don't, or other things cause you not to have, if other things cause you to have dental issues, because it can be all kinds of different things. At least Nuvia is there to make it right.
Yeah.
They're there to make it right. And for others considering dental implants, I would tell them, and I have told them. One of my friends called me. He said, he's older, and he said, I was on TikTok, on my son's TikTok, and I was watching the videos, and I have dentures, and I hate them. And he said, there was you.
Right.
And he said, I had to rewind and see that it was you. Tell me about this. And I told him, and he went in and had it done. And I guess the thing that I tell him is, you're worth it. You deserve it. Your life is going to change. I've had people mention that they wanted the cost. That's the biggest thing, the cost. And I'm like, you know what? Once you do it, it's just, you're going to realize it's worth it. It's not something you should keep putting off, because it ain't going to get better.
Right.
It ain't going to get better. So either you do it now, or you don't live life being the you that you should be.
Leave a comment below to have your questions answered by real patients in our next series on Dental Implant Talk.